Are the holidays here, but your heart isn't quite feeling the cheer? Maybe the thought of family gatherings, endless to-do lists, a child whose big emotions or challenging behaviors can easily ruin a day, or even past holiday memories leave you feeling a little overwhelmed. In this episode, we're diving deep into those tricky holiday emotions and finding a way to make peace, even if the season isn't all merry and bright. Let's discover how to feel both the hard and the happy this season. Welcome to Calm Connection Parenting, where we buckle up for the emotional roller coaster of raising intense and highly sensitive kids and discover some amazing things along the way. I'm your host, Jamie Kirkbride, a mom of 7, parenting coach, professional counselor, and your guide through the wild world of meltdowns, challenging behaviors, and big emotions. If you're exhausted and overwhelmed, feeling like you're always one step away from chaos, searching for a little calm in your day, then you're in the right place. Here, you'll find practical tools and faith-based strategies to transform your family. Together, we'll laugh, we'll learn, and we'll figure out how to turn those messy meltdowns into moments of connection. Let's jump in. Holidays can bring an overwhelming sense of our limits, lack of holiday cheer, absence of simple joy, some painful memories, reminders of how our life is different than those around us, and even accentuate some losses. I'd like to share some practical tips to prepare your heart for the holidays, even when it hurts. From Halloween on, there really is a steady flow of holidays as we move from Thanksgiving to Christmas to the New Year. It can feel like a whirlwind of activity, commitments, and even emotions. While the fun and excitement boost us for a while, the holidays can also bring an overwhelming sense of those limits that we talked about, and those things that we wish we possessed, or the life we wish we were living, but maybe it's obvious we just aren't. Some families will struggle with reminders of their unique and private challenges, painful memories, and differing losses. Many people feel a sense of dread or worry going into the holidays with the fear, whether big or small, spoken or unspoken, of how the holidays will really hit them, their child, or their entire family. Maybe a loss this year has your heart grieving. Perhaps you're struggling with health issues that have you feeling worn and weary. It might be that your personality just feels easily overwhelmed. You may have a child who struggles with an even greater degree of intense emotion, anger, or mood fluctuations that unfortunately can ruin many days and especially the holidays for many families. Or maybe your heart just feeds on the excitement, but you can't find the focus or even just simple calm in your home. No matter the struggle of your heart, I want you to know you are seen and understood. The holiday season carries many different pressures. I have always loved Christmas, holidays, and celebrations. Our family always enjoyed the holiday season, and we spent a lot of time together. Some of my greatest memories are steeped with holiday traditions and fun ways to celebrate the special times of year. These were always happy times together as a family. I have to admit, though, that as an adult, the holidays bring a whole lot more to the table. There is some pressure to balance the holiday preparations, the activities, as well as your usual everyday commitments and obligations. And when you have a child who is struggling through mental health issues, your everyday can already feel pretty tough. There is also the awareness that not every family enjoys time spent together, and that no matter what you hoped and dreamed of, some families are overcome by tensions or strained relationships. We may be dreading the holidays after painful losses. Sometimes those aren't even death, but just maybe the death of a dream or what you had expected or imagined. Maybe difficult memories from past holidays, even from when you were a child. And even though we'd like to think that holiday cheer is magical or spectacular, we might instead struggle with how to find focus and perspective during the holiday season, especially when life feels hard or we're hurting. The truth is, sometimes holidays aren't merry, jolly, or bright. Sometimes they're stressful. Some of you may be celebrating the holidays while also juggling the strain or stress of one or more of these issues, maybe moving or being away from family, struggling with physical health, loss of a loved one, someone in your family experiencing anxiety, depression, or mental health issue, divorce or separation, maybe strained relationships of extended family, a loss of a job or financial stress, chronic health issues, infertility, maybe the failing health of a loved one, and as we've mentioned, those painful memories of holidays. But there are numerous reasons we may find ourselves struggling through the holiday seasons, and these are just a few. So we may find ourselves feeling lonely, hurt, overwhelmed, inadequate, angry, anxious, helpless, hopeless, maybe fearful, abandoned, discouraged, and for some, even devastated. These feelings feel even more stark against the backdrop of the holiday cheer that surrounds us, causing us to feel as though we just aren't enough, not good enough, not rich enough, not happy enough, not busy enough, not healthy enough, maybe not grateful enough, well, you get the picture, just not enough. I remember a time like this in my life. Okay, maybe more than once. One particular year came as I struggled through a very difficult journey of depression and anxiety. On top of that, we had a child who struggled with some significant mental health issues, and his big feelings and mood issues seemed to only intensify and, unfortunately, sometimes explode all the more if it were a holiday or a special occasion. And that carries with it a really big sense of dread, seasonal dread. And you could feel it building from early in the season. Okay, I'll admit it, probably the day after Halloween, I was reminded at every corner of all the holiday preparations that needed to be taking place. There were decorations that needed to be hung up, a tree that needed set up, parties and activities for which I needed to sign up, presents that needed to be picked up and then wrapped up, and I simply felt worked up and worn down. I couldn't have felt less equipped for pulling off a holiday for just myself, let alone a family with 7 children. I felt like there was a neon blinking sign on my forehead that informed anyone near me that I was not enough. No part of me felt that I could function, and I was trying to pull off what felt impossible. But as hard as that holiday season was, I learned a lot, and this is what I want to share with you today. Preparing our hearts for the holiday is truly key. You see, the holidays are not about tasks and activities, though it's pretty easy to get sidetracked by them. The holidays are not about peace and cheer because, quite frankly, that can be a big bill to fill in this world. It might be easy to think that holidays are about the fun and togetherness, but we really can't even hang our hat on that either. Why? Because when we set our expectations on something that is out of our control, we can be easily discouraged. I learned that I had to figure out what really mattered in the holidays. I had to think about what was priority. Yes, In an ideal world, it might revolve around love, cheer, and fun. But I knew that we would be put in situations where we could possibly feel left out, worn out, put out, tired out, and wiped out. And somehow, in the midst of that, I wanted to still find joy in the season. And truly, finding joy is a practice. Happiness comes and goes, but joy remains. Cheer is steeped in holiday celebrations, but joy goes above and beyond. Do you feel like you've lost your holiday joy? Then let's talk about how to find some of that holiday joy. I remember being a little girl learning to do counted cross stitch. One Christmas, I stitched a tiny little picture for my aunt that said joy as an acrostic. The words that made up the word joy were Jesus, others, and you. She hung this little decoration in her room right next to her closet for many years. In the last 17 years, I have watched this same aunt lose 2 children, just 4 months apart, in car accidents. Then, within the last few years, lose both her dad and her mom. And this year, be diagnosed with her own health issues that are quite impacting. I can only imagine how hard the holidays have felt for her. I am sure there were many that were unimaginably difficult, as were the everydays. But I have watched her live with faith and joy despite the horrible pain and losses she has experienced. I can't help but notice that she has continued to keep these 3 key parts of life in place. And I hope that I can do the same. As we approach the holidays, maybe we can imagine joy in a new sense. Maybe we can focus on feelings of love, gratitude, and hope that comes not because of something we do or don't do, or even something that we are or aren't, but a joy that comes from focus and perspective on Jesus, others, and then ourselves. How can we prepare our heart for the holidays, even when it hurts? Well, to make it easy, I'm going to be using the acrostic heart to help you remember it. H, healthy thinking, keeping our thoughts on track, seeing the blessings that we have been given, and looking for ways to express gratitude for what we do have or can do is much healthier than getting lost in our challenges or struggles. It is good to acknowledge our trials, to take time to validate those feelings, and even extend grace for where we're at in that journey. But it's not helpful to get stuck or trapped there. Healthy thinking leads to better physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Healthy thinking involves learning how to control our thoughts and perspectives and understanding the power our thoughts can have on our overall health and relationships. For example, every year around this time, I start feeling very overwhelmed with all the programs, activities, parties, craft days, etc. that take place in a family of 9. I start hearing my self-talk, and it begins to sound a little like this. Oh man, I should do more. Oh, people will think I'm not a good mom if I don't do something better. What if I'm just not a very good mom? So-and-so is going to... And from there, it can be a slippery slope down the I'm not good enough path, comparison path, and nowhere good. Please tell me I'm not the only one struggling with this. From the start, I have to get a hold of my thoughts and self-talk. What is it I would like to or am able to contribute this year? I will do what I can, and I'm so glad that we are all gifted differently so that what I can't do, someone else surely can. I love this quote. I wish I knew who had said it. Sometimes the best gift you can give is simply your presence. E, examining our expectations. Often we go into situations expecting something of ourselves and feeling like we failed if we don't live up to that. Likewise, we can go into situations where we expect others to respond a particular way, maybe say certain things or do what we would do. And when they don't live up to that, we find ourselves feeling let down, offended, or hurt. The truth is we can't control others, only ourselves. In fact, I remember hearing someone say once that expectations are a sure way to set yourself up for disappointment. So it can be helpful to examine what you expect of yourself and others through this holiday season and where you might have some unrealistic expectations. Make a practice of extending grace to yourself and to others. For example, realizing that you or your child are struggling this holiday, you may decide to attend fewer get-togethers than normal, knowing that you or your child may feel more emotional and need a break from being around a lot of people. You also realize that others don't always know how to respond to your situation. Not knowing how to handle your situation or even your child, people will fail. They will say something that doesn't feel good, sounds judgmental. It may very well be judgmental, or it just doesn't feel like they even care to understand. If you expect that that might possibly happen and understand that it may not be ill-intentioned, maybe just ill-informed, then when it happens, you can choose to extend some grace and not feel defeated. We'll continue with the rest of the Preparing Your Heart acrostic after this short message. Are your child's emotions and challenging behaviors pushing you to the edge? You're not alone. From constant struggles to emotional outbursts, it's easy to feel like you're just one step away from chaos. But what if I told you there's a better way? In the Calm Connection program, you'll get access to a video course, workbooks, and a supportive community to learn practical, faith-based strategies for handling even the toughest of behaviors. But the best part, you get weekly coaching calls with me, where we can explore your child or family's specific struggles and work together for some solutions. If you're tired of trying methods that just don't work, or you feel like you don't have time to add one more thing to your plate, don't worry. This program was designed to fit into a busy parent's life and give you real solutions with some quick wins too. Ready to take the first step toward a calmer home? Visit calmconnectionparent.com and learn more about the Calm Connection coaching program. You've got this, and I'm here to support you. All right, we have covered H, which was for healthy thinking, and E for examine expectations. Now for the A, adjusting our approach. It seems as though holidays can come with a hidden list of expectations that relate to decorating, eating, hosting, gift buying. Those can be daunting since everyone is gifted differently and might enjoy a whole different part of the holiday season. It's key to decide what your holiday might look like. What does your family desire from the holidays? What do you want the holiday season to look like, feel like, or include? Brainstorm, discuss, and plan together as a family. Adjusting your approach means taking time to plan your holiday season and then working within that. That doesn't mean there is no time or ability for spontaneity, but rather that you aren't exhausting yourselves doing things that don't matter just to fill an already full schedule. For example, we have a little one that struggles with transitions, too many activities and too many people. He needs some downtime to refresh and refuel, or his meltdowns increase and his tolerance decreases. We consciously keep that in mind as we make plans for the holidays. It's unfair to him, and honestly to the family as a whole, to run him on overwhelmed and overstimulated and expect him to function well without falling apart. We have to purposely plan some low-key activities, some home time, so he can be a part of choosing to make things work more smoothly for the whole family. Likewise, when I was struggling with the anxiety and depression, my level of activity was greatly impacted. We had to decide where to invest that energy that year and how to minimize some of the extra to focus on what really mattered. And then, of course, I had to remind myself to ditch the guilt, as it was just a year or perhaps a season of life where adjusting our approach was necessary. Recharge with self-care. Preparing your heart for the holidays is a process. It involves many different aspects that each contribute to our physical, mental, and spiritual health. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's actually an important part of keeping yourself healthy and able to give to others. Someone running on exhausted or overwhelmed doesn't have much to offer others. So healthy self-care allows us to slow down, gain insight, and proceed with a plan that is effective and useful. Taking care of ourselves and taking time to recharge is important no matter where we are in life. But let me tell you, it is absolutely essential when you are taking care of hurting hearts or children who need extra. No matter what is causing your hurt, it will take some time and effort to help your healing and recovery. Be patient with yourself. Don't expect too much. Appreciate those small steps you take in feeling stronger and look for the little blessings. The holidays can really wipe us out even when we come to the game feeling healthy and happy. So give yourself lots of grace for navigating the holiday season when you know it's filled with some stress, strain, and struggles. Find those things that help you feel refreshed, refocused, and ready for the next day. Then make time for those things. Plan those things in. If you need some encouragement for self-care, well, remember this. Taking care of you and your mental health is not selfish. A healthy mom is a great gift to a child. Here's another example. During some of my difficult adult holidays, I've had to make extra time to read my Bible, jot down verses of encouragement, listen to praise and worship music. You know, it's a little bit hard to nag and fret and fuss when there's praise and worship music in the background. I've had to make time to connect with friends for heart-to-heart discussions, indulge in hot baths, nest in a cozy blanket, or schedule some time with a friend to shop. Maybe extra naps and cappuccino dates. I've had to understand that holiday gatherings might be increasing anxiety and figure out how we might manage the worries and adjust the schedule to handle the situation better. I've learned both a healthy understanding of my limits and where I can practice infusing some extra grace, and they can both be helpful. Treasure the true reason for the season. Have you paused to reflect on the true meaning of Christmas? The commercial aspect of the holidays, Santa, presents, can often fill center stage. It becomes quite easy as you walk around town with little ones this time of year that getting gifts is a highlight for so many. Everywhere you go, people are asking what Santa will bring you. And sometimes that just takes some extra planned effort to keep Christ in Christmas. I encourage you to find those small traditions or random acts of kindness that help bring this front and center for your family. And then share that gift with others. Some people have limited experience focusing Christmas on Jesus and his coming to earth as a baby in a stable and becoming the king that would one day die for our sins. Taking time as a family to plan how you can share this story, bless others, serve others, and, of course, celebrate the true joy and the reason for this holiday season is well worth the time. Don't waste this perfect opportunity that comes each year to spread true joy and cheer. I like this quote. It is key to treasure the true reason for the season, and that we use this opportunity to enjoy the one true gift that changed the destiny of mankind. So, for example, you might enjoy a Christmas devotional, an Advent wreath and book, reading a chapter in the book of Luke each day of December. Maybe you find some purposeful ways to pay it forward and offer your time to serve or give to other families in need. We like getting the gift tags off of trees and buying gifts for the kids, whether it's Operation Christmas Child or off the Salvation Army tree. This is a great way to involve even young children in the process of giving and serving. I would encourage you to look for those opportunities to live out your faith and share with others the treasured and true reason to celebrate the holiday season. So in case you missed one of these, H, healthy thinking, E, examine expectations, A, adjust approach, R, recharge with self-care, and T, treasure the true reason for the season. Holidays can be great. Holidays can be fun. And the truth is, holidays don't always feel great or fun. I understand that many people struggle through holidays, and for a host of different reasons. I hope that this holiday season you will feel the love and care of God, His hand upon your life, and His presence even amidst life's struggles and hurts. I pray that despite the circumstances or situations in your life, that you can experience some joy. For those that are hurting from grief, challenging seasons, or reminders of personal loss, I pray that His healing hand can touch your heart with comfort. For those who are lonely, I pray that you will know His presence and constant care. For those whose life feels complicated, may you know that with God all things are possible, and may each of you be reminded that He will never leave you or forsake you. Our real joy comes when we put ourselves in His presence. When we do this on a daily basis, He becomes our support, friend, and help. And when we practice seeing the good things that He is doing for us, we can't help but feel loved. He is big enough to handle all the things that make us feel like we are not enough. Our worries, our cares, our anger, our sadness, our loneliness, He can handle it all. Nothing is too big for Him. So as we wrap up today, I want to remind you that the holidays don't have to be perfect, and neither do you. It's okay to acknowledge when things are hard and to take the time to care for yourself and your family in ways that truly matter. Remember to keep your focus and perspective, whether that's finding joy in the small moments, adjusting your expectations, or simply letting go of the things that you can't control. My prayer for you this season is that you find peace, comfort, and joy, not in doing more, but in being present with those you love and in remembering the true reason for the season. Until next time, take care and find those small moments of joy, even when the holidays hurt. Well, that's it for today, but the journey to calm parenting doesn't stop here. If you are nodding in agreement, laughing, or maybe even crying, don't worry, we've all been there. Make sure to share this podcast with a friend who might need it too. Don't forget to connect with us at parentingwithpersonality.com or join our Parenting with Personality Facebook group. I'd love to support you there. And until next time, you've got this. Just keep calm and parent on.